Question: do you think the Labour leadership should be arrested for being complicit in war crimes in Gaza? And are there any war crimes being committed in Gaza? The context is this. The leader of the opposition party, Sir Keir Starmer, was asked by a radio host on LBC on the 18th of October, a siege is appropriate, cutting off water? And Sir Keir replied, I think that Israel does have that right. It is an ongoing situation. Obviously, everything should be done within international law, but I don't want to step away from the core principles that Israel has a right to defend herself. And he made this comment in the context of Hamas launches an unprecedented attack on Israel on the 7th of October 2023, killing more than 1,400 people and taking more than 220 hostages, as reported by the BBC. As a consequence, a letter has been sent by the International Centre of Justice for Palestinians, ICJP, to Sir Keir Starmer and to other members of the Labour Party and states, we are placing you on notice that ICJP is now gathering evidence of the complicity of UK politicians in Israel's ongoing and potential future crimes in Gaza. And any public statements that you or your shadow cabinet members make will be interpreted in this context. We reserve our rights, the ICJP states, to proceed to apply for a private arrest warrant for politicians complicit in war crimes without further notice. The letter from the ICJP sets out what it says are war crimes by Israel. 4 are summarised. 1. The indiscriminate killing of civilians by aerial bombardment. 2. Reported use of white phosphorus munitions. 3. Forcible displacement of over 1.2 million Palestinians in Gaza from the north to the south. And 4. The total siege of Gaza, cutting off electricity, food, water and other basic necessities of life. The ICJP explains the complicity of the Labour Party leadership in this way. Yet Labour's own statements have failed to clearly acknowledge and condemn the crimes committed against the civilian population in Gaza since the 7th of October 2023 and have instead expressed near unconditional support for Israel's actions which have led to these crimes, which could be understood as tacit endorsement. While statements made over the past 3 days by members of the Labour leadership have referred to international law, these statements have been equivocal. They have nominally called for compliance with international law, yet failed to call for obvious and concrete actions which would ensure such compliance. In addition, the ICJP letter states, moreover, while all the statements made by Labour's leadership have expressed deep concern with the Jewish community in the UK, not a single statement has expressed any concern with the Palestinian or Muslim communities in the UK. Under the subheading Requested Actions, the ICJP asked the Labour leadership to carry out 7 actions. Under the grave and deteriorating circumstances, with the imminent risk of threat of mass atrocities taking place, the Labour Party leadership must now 1. Call for an immediate ceasefire to prevent further loss of life. 2. Call for Israel to immediately rescind its illegal and impossible order for Gazans to evacuate northern Gaza. 3. Call for an immediate end to the siege of Gaza and allow access of humanitarian aid to Gaza. 4. Press the government to take immediate action to safeguard civilians in Gaza. 5. Issue a public statement condemning Israel's breaches of international law. 6. Insist Israel complies unequivocally with international law. And 7. Ask each member of the Labour Party who has encouraged the commission of war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza to rescind their statements in public. Now, since the letter from the ICJP was sent to the Labour leadership has sought to clarify and confirm the importance of international law and even attended mosques, although there have been concerns around that. But is this too little too late? What do you think? Should the Labour leadership be arrested for being complicit in war crimes in Gaza? A similar letter has been sent by the ICJP to the government. Feel free to comment, follow, like and share.